is Coach Chris, your intuitive holistic coach, coming to you again for the second video in the childhood healing trauma series. Um, Last video we went over, um, the definition of childhood trauma, uh, understanding childhood trauma, and also the signs and symptoms. I believe was the last video. We went over understanding what it is, defining it, and the signs and symptoms, and the 6 different types that I mentioned in my book, uh, Death and Rebirth: A Comprehensive Guide to Childhood Trauma, Healing Childhood Trauma. So today we are going to get into the today we are going to get into nurturing resilience and self-care, and then also processing and expressing emotions. So um, again, I hope that everyone is doing well. I hope that you are loving on yourself, respecting yourself, and protecting yourself in your life journey. And the 2 topics that we're going to talk about, we're going to start with the first one: nurturing resilience and self-care. That is a part of self-care, is a part of loving on yourself, respecting and protecting yourself. That is, all those things are considered self-care. So with self-care is a form of empowerment. Self-care, when you take care of yourself, you are setting the stage, setting the tone for other people to see. You're basically showing people the example or the blueprint on how they should treat you or how they should step to you. You're presenting, um, you're showing people your boundaries as well with self-care, because if you're taking care of yourself, if you are speaking to yourself in a positive way, if you are speaking to yourself in a caring way, you're giving yourself, you're being gentle and compassionate with yourself, other people will respond in the same way. And if they don't, because you are practicing self-care and you are empowering yourself, you will know that you need to release those people, or you need to set boundaries and disconnect from them. Or either you can assert yourself, let them know, hey, this is how you're going to treat me. And if they don't, then you move on, exit stage left. But other than that, that is a part of self-care. Boundaries, a part of self-care is boundaries. That's something that most people don't speak about when they speak about self-care. They speak about the normal things that we think of when we think of self-care. We think about maybe going to the spa, getting your nails done, getting your hair done, um, taking yourself out on a date, things like that, a massage, things like that is things that we think about when we think about self-care. But um, self-care is also brushing your teeth, taking a bath, because when you experience childhood trauma, or when you experience any kind of trauma, you can get to a place where you no longer take care of yourself, and that's a way that we unknowingly punish ourselves without it's not premeditative. It's like it starts in the subconscious, because something happened to you and you didn't know how to. That's what the next chapter, processing those emotions. You didn't know how to process those emotions. You start to self-harm, or you just don't take care of yourself at all, and that's another form of self-harm. Not taking care of yourself. So you either you stop bathing as often as you do. Some people stop bathing altogether. You stop brushing your teeth. You stop eating healthy foods. You stop eating foods of sustenance. You only eat processed foods. You only eat takeout. You only go out. And sometimes you don't start these things simply because of the trauma that you went through. You start these things because maybe you have a busy schedule, or maybe you have a busy schedule, or maybe you don't know how to cook. Maybe you never learned how to cook. You maybe in your childhood that wasn't something that was taught to you. And so you never really took the time to learn how to cook for yourself healthy, wholesome meals, and you just eat processed food, or you just eat takeout food, or maybe your parents didn't know how to cook and that's what you grew up on, processed takeout, things like that. So self-care is not only, taking yourself out, getting your nails done, your hair done, getting a haircut if you're a man. It's also making sure that you're putting healthy whole foods into your body to help it to function properly, to make sure you're getting all of the nutrients that you need, nutrients and minerals that your body needs to function and flourish and excel. um, Also make sure that you're drinking water, because family, a lot of people don't drink water. I went to school with a girl, she was like, I don't drink water, I don't even like ice in my drinks and my soda. Your body is 60% water. You need water, family. You need water. That may be a reason why y'all jacked up, because you need water. So drink water, spring water preferably. Um, do what you can, family. If you can't keep buying bottled water, spring water. Get you a filtration system. Either you can put a picture, get one of those filter pictures, or you can get one of those filtration systems that go on your faucet. Or if you own your house, you can get one for your whole house, a water softener, a water filtration system, just to make sure that you're getting clean, pure water, so that your body can utilize it to detox and cleanse all the gunk out. Because when you are healing, you need to release. You go through a stage of purging, so you need to make sure that you get in water, so that all those things, all those healthy herbs and healthy foods that you are consuming are able to, they can pull the toxins out, and then the water will help to flush it out. Okay. So that's a part of self care. Self care is also the things that you consume with the things that you watch on TV, the things that you listen to on the radio, podcasts, books that you read. That's a part of self care. So while you are doing your childhood trauma healing, get you a book to help you, a guide to help you with your childhood trauma. Mine is Death and Rebirth, the comprehensive guide to healing childhood trauma. Get you some books, Queen Afua. If you're a woman, shoot, what is the name of that book? The her son's book for men. If you're a man, it is Man Heal Thyself. And Queen Afua's book. Why do not Queen Afua is a purple book. It's not coming to my head, but I'll tag it under the description. But Lauren London, she after Nipsey died, she connected. I'm sure they probably knew each other before, but she connected with Queen Afua. Queen Afua is amazing. Her book is amazing, um, and it's a good read. Other books that you can read: Ajna Sarah, her book "Hurt to Help," I believe it's called. Um, and I met her. I went to one of her. I went and saw her at one of her events in Tampa when she was here, maybe like a year or two ago. Not a full 2 years, I don't think. But I went and saw her, and it was a good experience. She was, the planets and the transits, she was feeling something, and now we were feeling the same thing. We were both feeling like we didn't really know. But it was cool. I met her, she was cool. And she gifted me her book. I was gonna buy it from her, but she gifted it to me because I operated from integrity, and she is big on integrity. And she had like VIP people who purchase VIP to stay after to have dinner and chat with her personally. And I didn't purchase VIP. I just purchased to go to the first event. But I was sitting at the table because I wanted to purchase her book, and I told her. So I waited, and then she came over, and there was another girl with her friend that she wanted to stay too, but she didn't pay for VIP, and Ajna wasn't checking tickets or anything to confirm who was who and who was supposed to be there. So the girl said, I don't know if I want to ask her, and I'm like, ask her. She's cool. Like she, I don't think that it would be a problem. But I went and talked to her, and I said, I didn't purchase the VIP. I just want to get my book. I stayed after to get the book, and she she sent her security guard to go get the book from her car, and she signed the book for me, and she gifted me the book. I also met Cheyenne from Ryan's Destiny that night too. I have pictures of both of them on my Facebook page. No, my Instagram or Facebook, but Instagram is Nature's Nectar LLC. I think I changed Facebook to that too. But let's get back on track. I can get distracted sometimes, y'all. But it's just self care. That was a form of self care for me, going to that event, because I typically, as a parent who homeschools, as a parent who, uh, as a sole parent who's doing it on my own, who has to work, who has to nurture, who has to do everything, I don't, I wasn't getting in a lot of self care. I am getting in more self care now than I ever have. Since I've been a parent, and a few years prior to that. In high school, I used to practice self care, but you know, life and different experience, I stopped doing it. I was like stressed out and trying to get everything done that I needed to get done. But now I know that self care is empowerment. Self care is important. Um, it's an integral part in you showing up as the best version of yourself, and showing up for the people that depend on you. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't properly take care of the people that you are supposed to be taking care of. So self-care is very important. Self-care is empowerment, and you need to do it for yourself. You can do things for other people, but make sure that you're doing things for yourself, because when you do it for yourself, that lets you know, reiterates to yourself that you are important as well. You can't be at the bottom of your list of priorities. Now, it is important to nurture resilience while healing childhood trauma. The healing process is a lot of work and can be overwhelming at times. That's why we have to take time to nurture our inner child that never truly had a fair shot at a healthy childhood. So if you are going through, that's an excerpt from the book, if you're going through childhood trauma healing, you it's imperative that you practice self-care and that you nurture resilience. So even if you don't feel like doing something, like I said, you can fall into a depression where you don't feel like doing anything. Your body just feels exhausted. And a lot of times it's because you're depleted of nutrients. You are not feeding yourself the right foods. You're not drinking water. So you need to make sure that's a part of self-care. Make sure that you are drinking clean water. Make sure that you are feeding yourself healthy foods. If you don't feel like eating foods, you better get in there and make you a smoothie. If you don't feel like making a smoothie, buy you some juice. Buy you some natural cold pressed juice and drink those juices. Drink some teas, some herb teas. It'll help to flush the toxins out. You won't feel so heavy. And make sure that you are getting enough sleep. That is another part of self-care. Make sure that you are getting enough sleep. 8 hours of sleep. You can say 6 if you have a really busy, hectic schedule, but at least 8 hours of sleep is important. And I know some people, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're out here grinding and hustling, people say entrepreneurs don't sleep, business people don't sleep. That is a lie. People, real bosses, they get enough sleep because they know it's important. Plus, they hire other people to do work for them. So they can get the sleep that they want, and they can travel and enjoy their family time. So don't listen to those people that's telling you people don't sleep. At the beginnings of your journey with entrepreneurship, with work, you may not get a lot of sleep, especially when you have a spiritual awakening. You're getting a lot of downloads, you're getting a lot of information, and you just want to read, you want to study. You have a thirst for knowledge, and that's fine. But make sure that you are getting sleep. If you can't get a full 8 hours of sleep at night, try to get you an hour or two nap during the day. Try to get that in, fit that in somewhere, family. Just make sure that your brain needs sleep. Just like your body needs the water to flush out the toxins, your brain and your body needs that rest. It needs to reset. If you have a car, you can't drive it 24/7 all day, every day. That car needs to sit down in a driveway, in a garage, in the parking lot to recharge. You know what I'm saying? Your engine could blow up. Same thing with your body. Think of your body as a vehicle. You got to give it the right gasoline. You got to give it the right foods, the right water. You got to do maintenance on it, take care of it. That's the self-care. Take care of your body, take care of your mind by reading, by doing puzzles, by doing more than just watching, reality shows or gossip. Or feed yourself positive things that's going to raise your vibration and help you to heal and grow and evolve, family. So, exercise is another form of self care. You want to exercise, you can go to the gym, you can do home workouts, you can walk, you can swim, whatever it is you need to do. And also take time to yourself every day to either meditate or pray, whichever your belief systems allow you to do. You can meditate, you can pray, you can do breathing exercise sizes, and try to, if you have a problem or an issue, look at it from different perspectives. Don't just get stuck in one way. Don't be stubborn or think that you can only get a certain outcome a certain way. There's multiple ways to get things done, and you got to look at things from different perspectives. Also, if you have help, if someone is offering you help or support, and you know that it's coming from a good place and you feel like it's a safe place, you can allow yourself to accept that help. That is a part of self-care. As long as you know that it's coming from a good place and you know that these people are not going to try to turn it against you or use it against you, then accept that help, accept that support, because that's a form of self-care. You cannot do everything on your own. That's a lesson that I had to learn. You cannot do everything on your own, and help is needed. We as humans, we need community, we need unity, we need support. So just accept help and support when you can, as long as you know that it won't be used against you, um, or nobody is looking for something that will go against your morals or your integrity in return. Okay, family, I share. And focus on positive, set your goals and priorities. That's a form of self-care, so that you won't get lost in the sauce. Set you some goals. Make sure that you know what your priorities are, so that you can meet those goals, and that also helps to raise your endorphins, and those positive hormones that can help you to feel accomplished, help you to feel successful, can build your confidence, so that you can know that you're doing better. Now, some coping mechanisms and stress reduction techniques that I list in my book are dancing, singing, meditation, music, spending time in nature, journaling, like I said earlier, breathing exercises, yoga, affirmations is a big thing. I'm going to start doing some affirmations on my page. Um, so that you guys can utilize those. You can play it while you're in a shower. You can play it while you're going to sleep. But affirmations are very important. They help me, because if you, excuse me, if you didn't have people affirming you and telling you that you are amazing, that you can do this, that you are smart, that you are competent, you are capable, if you didn't have that as a child, it's hard for you to, you hear the voices that you heard when you were a child. They become, the speaker in your mind. They become the narrator of your life. So you need to put some new voices in your head. You need to purge and release those things. A part of self-care, a part of healing. Purge and release those old voices, those negative voices, and replace it with some positive voices, with some positive affirmations, so that you can elevate, and your mind and your spirit and soul and emotional state can grow and evolve and elevate, so that you can do better and be better and live a more healthy, happy, and blissful life, and have a happy existence. Now, for processing emotions and expressing your emotions, it says the brain may repress details of the memories or the emotions associated with childhood trauma as a coping mechanism. These memories can lie dormant for years, and anything can trigger their resurrection. So that's just an excerpt from the book. Things that can trigger the resurrection of these dormant memories. It can be new traumas. It can be interactions or conversations with people that you connect with. It can be a movie. It can be a song. It can be a smell. It can be a taste of certain food. It can bring back something that triggers, it can trigger something and bring back memories that were dormant. Like for me, the peak of my childhood trauma was after my mom passed. That was traumatic for me when she passed because, that's my mom. I only have one mom. I only had one parent. So, like, a lot of childhood memories started flooding back. And things that were dormant that I didn't remember, things that my niece remembered, like the things that happened in our childhood with there was a man that used to live in their neighborhood. Both my sisters used to stay in the same place on either end of the buildings, and there was a man that used to be there, and he used to take the kids, and he used to have us in the hallway, and he used to have us chanting stuff, and he used to have us doing things that we shouldn't have been doing as children. And she remembered these things. I didn't. Most of my life, I didn't remember a lot of my childhood because it was a coping mechanism for me. That's that Pisces in my sixth house helped me to, secrets and hidden things. A lot of things were hidden to help me to survive because I wouldn't have been able to survive and exist with that. That's why a lot of people are in the crazy house. A lot of people are having mental issues because there's some things that they have unhealed traumas that they have not healed and that they are not addressing or healing. And Western medicine just wants to suppress things and put band-aids on things. They don't actually want to heal things because they want repeat customers. They want people to keep coming back. So no, we are in the age of Aquarius. We are going to heal. We are getting to the root of the problem, and we are going to heal those problems, and we're going to give you the tools to be able to sustain and to make sure that you are maintaining your mental state, your elevation. So when you do heal, it's not just a time for you to just run off and be like, okay, I'm healed, that's it. No, you still need to practice mindfulness. You still need to affirm yourself. Um, you still need to eat healthy, drink water. You still need to do these things to maintain. Just like with your car, you have to maintain your car. You can't just change your oil one time and then think that that's going to last forever. No. After a certain amount of time, you have to, you have to change it all again. You got to rotate your tires. You got to replace some fluids. You have to do the same thing with your mental, spiritual, emotional state of being. You have to maintain it. Practice maintenance. So again, with those things triggering, things that can trigger those memories to resurface are drugs as well. So if you are taking any kind of drugs, they can pharmaceutical, recreational, street, whatever. Drugs can also um, make those things resurface, make those memories resurface, trigger something to open up parts of your mind. That's what drugs do. They open up parts of your mind for you to see different things because a lot of, like I said, your brain shuts down. It hides things from you that it feels like you can't process. Your brain is in survival mode. It goes into survival mode, and that's most people are living in survival mode. And so your brain is just trying to save you until you can get to a place where you can actually process it and heal yourself. But the ways there's therapeutic techniques. There's something called cognitive behavioral therapy. It's about realizing problematic thinking patterns and pivoting or replacing them with positive thoughts. So if you have a thought, say, oh man, I never get that right. I never do that right. You want to switch it's a mindset change. You want to change that thought to, oh, I'm just learning. Oh, I'm improving with this. I'm gonna get that right. I'll get it right next time. I always get that right. I know that I can do this. I can do this and I will do this. You want to speak those things into existence. You are co-creating with the universe. You are co-creating your life. You are the author and narrator of your life. People, you can believe whatever you want to believe, but your mental state It starts in your mind. If you are thinking a lot of bad things, if you're consuming a lot of bad things, your reality, your physical reality, material reality is going to reflect those things. You want to switch your thought patterns, family. Switch your thought patterns from negative to positive. And then the more you do that, it becomes a habit, it becomes a pattern, it becomes routine. So you'll have more positive thoughts than you will have negative. It's all about a mindset shift or change, y'all. I'm getting tongue tied. And that happens, and you just have to, don't be hard on yourself and think that everything has to be perfect. Everything won't be perfect. That's just not. We are human. We are living in these human avatars, these bodies. We are the soul, the spirit within. We are not the flesh. So know that mistakes are going to happen. Nothing's going to be perfect. This is why I am here now doing doing what I'm doing. I would prefer to have all my ducks in a row as a Virgo, to have everything set up exactly how I want, but source told me get to work. Everything else is going to fall into line. So here I am, family, getting to work. I wrote these books. Now it's time for me to put it out here into the world. This is something that source gifted me with during my time of healing. During my I wrote all three of my books during I think I wrote the affirmation, the children's affirmational book before my mom passed, but the other two books, the childhood trauma healing and the chakra book, were written after my mom passed. So these were birthed when I was going through my healing process. So that's one of the techniques. Another is it's called cognitive processing therapy. This therapy helps a survivor reevaluate how they think after a traumatic event. So it kind of goes in with the mindset shift. The way that you looked at it, like I said in the previous video, it said, I think I mentioned that sometimes children can think that things are their fault and it's not their fault. It's about changing the way that you look at the traumatic event or the events, how it happened, the result of it, whose fault it was, things like that. So if you were a child and your parents divorced and you feel like it was your fault because you didn't you were causing problems, they were arguing about you. They were a lot of times that happens when parents divorce or parents break up. They argue about how to parent the child or how to do that, and it's not about you as the child. You didn't cause the breakup. You didn't cause the misinformation or miscommunication. Their parenting styles were different. They grew up in two different households. They had their own traumas that they didn't heal. And they thought that the way that they, wanted to, or the way that they were raised was the way that they were supposed to raise you. They didn't discuss that before they had you. And so they couldn't find a common ground. So it was not your fault. It's just they weren't equipped with the tools to get through, you know, the obstacles of their relationship. And they probably weren't meant to be together. A lot of people get together and they have children, and they're not meant to be together forever. Everybody's not meant to be together forever. You were sent there for a reason, and you will find out what your reason is, what your purpose was. It just happened. Biology happened. Their bodies got together and they created. And it's not your fault that they broke up, if that's something that you carry with yourself. Okay. So, learning to express your emotions in healthy ways are important at this stage in your healing process. Not only is it good for your emotional and mental health, it can be healing for you physically as well. So, learning to express your emotions, like I said in that what I just mentioned, they didn't know how to properly communicate. They didn't know how to properly express themselves and their emotions. They didn't know how to communicate, to understand, and to find a common ground. They were not solution-based oriented. They were, problem-based oriented. So you have to, if you weren't taught, the people who raised you, they didn't know how to process their emotions. You have to now take it upon yourself to learn how to process your emotions, and then you have to teach your kids if you have children. So I have that issue with my child, teaching him. I even bought a book on anger issues, but that's a part of his ADHD and autism. I learned since he's been diagnosed, um, like destructive behavior and stuff like that. He, I'm teaching him how to express his emotions in a healthier way. If he gets frustrated and he wants to hit his tablet, or he wants to throw something, or whatever it is that he wants to do, I'm teaching him, you're getting too big for that. You cannot do that, sir. When you were a kid, that was different. You were learning. You were, you didn't have control of your emotions. At 7, he still is learning, but right now is the time to nip it in the bud and to keep reiterating to him that that is not okay, that you have to learn how to, you know, alchemize those emotions. You have to learn how to, if you feel that eruption coming, you need to take a deep breath. We do breathing exercises. I teach him to take a deep breath. Like I said, I do a Qigong, so release the energy. If you need to move your body, get up and walk around. Um, Things like that to release that energy. Journal. I teach him, you can go and, draw or write something. Um, you can sing, whatever it is that you need to do to release that energy. Some people count, some people, there's multiple different things. There's something where you can like touch your fingertips. There's different methods. There's a lot of different methods that people use to regulate their emotions. I use journaling. I have to release it. I have to get it out. I journal. I take a walk. Um, what else? I journal. I take a walk. I sing. I dance. Exercise is a good release. Um, like I said, I was gonna get Eli into boxing. Uh, just because he's a boy and he needs to learn, how to protect himself and how to fight, and also just to give him a sense of, sportsmanship and how to play sports, because I don't play sports. So I need him to be able to, and then soccer too. He was interested in soccer, so we're gonna get him into soccer as well. But different outlets like that. If you know that you have issues with your emotions, you find ways and outlets. I think in my book I mentioned a smash room. There's places where you can go and you can like tear stuff up, break stuff. That's not a when you're learning and you're growing, you take what you can and then you evolve from there. Some people, some people break up their own stuff, tear up people's stuff in their homes and stuff. If that's something that you are used to doing because that's something that you were able to get away with as a child, then you can go to a smash room and you can tear up the stuff you pay to go smash up stuff. But that's something that you're gonna have to work yourself out of. But that's also an option if that's a habit that you have. You can go there and break up stuff, not your own stuff, not other people's stuff, because people will press charges and your ass will go to jail and you will pay fines. So if that's something that you need to work on, you can start there. You can get you a punching bag, some boxing gloves, and punch on a punching bag. Um, you can do yoga, meditation, prayer, anything. Just find out what works for you that can help you to regulate your emotions. I find that meditation works as well. It's not easy at first. Just do it for a minute. Start with 1 minute of just sitting still, being still. Then move to 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 15 minutes. Do it 5 minute increments, and you'll see that you're able to you get some peace. Your brain sometimes need, especially if you are ruled by Mercury, you're Virgo or Gemini, your brain is overactive. You're always thinking. You're always getting messages from the divine. You have to find time to quiet your mind. That's for everybody. Find time to quiet your mind. That helps you to regulate your emotions and it helps you to think better. Puzzles are amazing. Do some puzzles, play some games, Tetris is good because it's a game and it's a puzzle. Pac-Man is good. Pac-Man and Tetris were my favorite games as kids because they helped to calm my mind as a child. And my son likes Pac-Man, and he likes puzzles sometimes, not all the time. He My nephew likes puzzles way more, but he's a Virgo too. Virgos like to solve problems, so we like puzzles. And just take care of yourself and your emotions. Regulate your emotions. Learn to process them in healthy ways. Um, Also, listening, practice active listening and eye contact, and make sure that you monitor your tone when you are communicating with people. That's another thing with your emotions. When you get angry or upset, your tone might elevate. Learn to manage that. Keep yourself at a steady tone. Um, Keep yourself at a steady tone when you are reading, when you are communicating, when you get angry. Keep yourself at a steady tone. It can help you to regulate those emotions. You don't match people's energy. That's another thing that was going around for a while. I match energies. Don't do that. Stop doing that. That's a detriment to yourself. If people want to be, when you match energies, there's an exchange of energy. You are taking on that energy from that person. So the best thing for you to do is just to regulate your emotions, keep an even tone, let people agree to disagree with people and leave, walk away. Because you don't want them to drag you to a place that you work so hard to come from. Okay, family? All right, so I think that is enough for today. We're going to wrap that up. This is the second video, and we went over recognizing, oh no, that was last. We went over nurturing resilience and self-care. So practice your self-care. Get yourself into a routine. If you have to put notifications on your phone, alarms, you have to put it on a calendar, then do that so that you can keep a routine with your self-care. This day, I had to separate the days that I do mine and my son's hair. I used to try to do it on the same day. No. One day I do his, the next day I do mine. Um, Yoga every day, Qigong every day. I'm gonna start going to the gym, try to do that like 2 to 3 times a week. Eating healthy. I'm gonna start doing like one day a week, just raw, one day a week, liquid fast, and the rest, Eli's gonna eat 3 meals a day. But me, for myself as an adult, that's what I have to do for myself. But he will, on a raw day, he's gonna have a raw day with me. Um, but the liquid fast, he doesn't have to do that now. Later on, he can do the liquid fast. But for right now, that's where we're headed. I'm creating that schedule for that. So practice those things to take care of yourself and maintain it. Get into a habit and a routine of doing it. And that's how you nurture your resilience, to fight off emotions and things triggers that come your way along your journey. Just because you decide to heal doesn't mean that you're not going to be triggered in the future. So you want to maintain healthy habits so that you can nurture that resilience. And processing and expressing emotions, you want to find a healthy outlet to express and release those emotions, those heavy emotions, those toxic emotions that come out during your healing process. You want to find a healthy outlet. Painting is good as well, family, drawing, sketching, whatever it is that works for you. Reading, listening to music, singing, dancing, all those things are amazing. Find you a healthy outlet and do that. Play games, whatever it is for you. Find a healthy outlet and release that energy, those emotions, and then come back to yourself and affirm yourself. After you release those emotions, you found a healthy outlet. You want to affirm yourself, let yourself know that you are doing amazing. Let yourself know that you are proud of yourself and that you are going to get through this and that you are going to succeed and that you are going to grow and evolve and be the best version of yourself that you can be. And that it's okay if you fail at sometimes. It's okay if you make mistakes. You just get right back on the path. Get back to your routine. Get back to your habits, family. All right, that is it. That is all. I love y'all. Y'all have a great day. Protect yourself, love yourself, and just love, spread that love into the world when you feel necessary. But while you're healing, do what you need to do for you, and then everything else will follow. So the next video is going to be on building healthy relationships and seeking professional help. That's what the next series will be. The next video will be on building healthy relationships and seeking professional help. All right, peace, family. Y'all have a great day.